Hi guys, in this video we'll be looking at breakdown in communications. Okay, so what do we mean by this? All right, now breaking down of communication, this is when communication is incomprehensible to one party or entirely absent between two individuals, right? Now, effective communication relies on a sender successfully relaying clear information to a receiver who is able to accurately interpret the information, right? And provide, also provide useful and appropriate feedback. Now, if any part of this process does not happen, then there is a breakdown in communication, right? All right. So now, when a message is sent, it does not mean it has been received. This could be for a number of reasons, and these reasons include the failure of an item of equipment, or a message being sent to an unintended recipient, a failure in the communication system, or a choice of communication which is not suitable for the recipient, right? Because if I call a deaf person, that is not suitable, right? All right. Now, the information in a received message may not be properly interpreted or understood. This might happen if the message is not in the language of the recipient, badly written in terms of clarity, accuracy, or logical organization, or even written using language that is inappropriate for the receiver's level of education, or it could be presented in an inappropriate or ineffective medium, such as if you should send your boss even a letter or whatever it is you're sending your boss, it should not be in you should not send it via WhatsApp or anything like that. It should be sent via email. I guess you guys should know that. All right. Anyway, moving on. Now, feedback lets the sender knows that the message has been received and indicates, whether or not it has been properly understood. Lack of feedback or an indication of misunderstanding indicates a breakdown in communication, right? All right, now moving on. Next, we're going to be looking at the two types of breaking down of communication. First, we have human factors, and then we have technical factors. All right, now we're going to be looking at the human factors first. All right. Now, human factors causing communication breakdown. You have the lack of clarity, age and gender differences, prejudices, status, beliefs and ideologies, unresolved conflicts, constrained relationships and mistrust, and stress. Okay, so we're going to look at lack of clarity first. First, what this is, or what is this, sorry. Now, this is where information is not communicated clearly, right? Now, clarity is important in all communications and involves choosing words carefully, constructing sentences, properly, and laying out of material in an organized and logical sequence, right? So that's it for clarity. All right. So next we're going to look at age and gender differences. And this is persons from different age group and of different gender are going to have different views. Agree? All right. Now, the generation gap refers to the way in which people from different age groups operate from different sets of value, right? Or values, or even norms and mores as well. Now, they can also use language differently and interpret things in different ways. Now, similar problems can exist between males and females, where they can have different priorities and adopt different approaches to communication, right? All right, so we're going to move on to prejudices. Now, this can be defined as a partiality that prevents objective consideration of an issue or situation. Okay, now what do I mean by this? Now, prejudice causes problems in communication, and this is because it prevents both sender and receiver dealing with the communication being transmitted openly and honestly. Now, prejudice leads to the possibility of misinterpretation and misunderstanding, right? Okay, moving on to status, different socioeconomic background. Right. Now, communication that does not acknowledge and respect a person's, a person's status can fail if this causes, like an offense, or whatever it is. Now, communication can be more difficult between members in different socioeconomic circumstances because some persons can come from a background, a lower socioeconomic background and uh, uh, a higher socioeconomic background, right? And those persons would have problem communicating because they can't see eye to eye on certain stuff. But I guess you guys should know that already. So just moving on. So the next one, beliefs and ideologies. Now, not acknowledging one's ideologies and belief can affect communication. How is this, right? Now, failing to respect people's beliefs and ideologies in communication can cause problems, right? Now, as can making assumptions from a place of ignorance, because sometimes persons don't know about a particular belief or religion or whatever it is, right? And sometimes ending up offending the person, right? All right, so that would be it. That would be ignorance, right? Speaking things they don't know about. All right, so moving on. Unresolved conflicts, strained relationships, and mistrust. Now, unresolved issues can cause a breakdown in communication, whether it be at work, school, or personal relationships. Right? Now, let me explain this to you. Now, communication is often challenging when there are difficulties within personal or professional relationships. Now, when emotions are running high, a sender can transmit messages that are, deliberately intended to hurt or upset the recipient, right? In other circumstances, a receiver might be feeling, so vulnerable or defensive that the message is interpreted as being hurtful or upsetting when the sender did not intend this, right? Mistrust within a relationship also leads to a lack of openness and honesty. Some communication will not take place because the sender does not trust the recipient to receive it and deal with it appropriately. Okay, so that's unresolved conflicts, strained relationships, and mistrust, right? All right, so moving on to stress, and that should be the last one of human communication breakdown. Now, stress. This is a state of mental or emotional strain or suspense. Okay. Now, stress can mean that communication is made without due care and consideration. Now, messages may be sent that should not have been sent. So receivers under stress may not be in a position to respond quickly enough or in an appropriate manner. So it could send, it could be misinterpreted as, maybe the person really think you don't really want to talk to them when you are really underneath stress. Okay, so that's stress in communication. All right, so last but not least, we're looking at the technical factors influencing communication breakdown. Now, I don't need to get into these, so I'm just going to as you can see the list here: cell phones, computers, radio, and systems infrastructure. All right, let me get that done ASAP because, as I said before, I'm not going in detail on it. Now, there's always a possibility that some part of a complicated communication system could break down, and that goes for computer, cell phones, and radios, right? So, for example, the failure of a particular piece of equipment or damage to the system's infrastructure or a problem, caused by external factors such as solar activity, right? So that's it for technical factors influencing communication breakdown. And that's it for my video. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thanks for watching. And if this video was helpful to you, you can give it a thumbs up, and you can comment on whether or not what it is you think I could brush up on, or what it is you think you like. As I said before, if you like it, you can give it a thumbs up. You can share it to persons doing the same subject as you. Okay? Thanks, guys. Bye.